Kyle. At the celebration of life, I know you welcome the support of the ladies, but at other points of the season, there was a marked distance between you and your friends, especially Dorit. It seems like maybe that began last year, where you said that you were disappointed in Dorit for how she handled the Kathy situation at the reunion.
They were really coming after me, and they were like, rah, rah, to Kathy. And it seemed like when you said, I think Kathy just wants some support, to me, it feels like you care more about the audience. And like,
that is the most hysterical thing I've ever heard. All I wanted for you was to leave the reunion, you and Kathy okay. All she wanted was for you to recognize her feelings in it.
Do you ever say, I was wrong, I should have done it? You're right, I should have done that. You're right, I'm so sorry.
I've apologized to you half a dozen times.
She just wants to hear that.
Garcelle, it is okay for me to defend something that is not true. It's not fair. It's not honest.
So another thing
that
bothered me about
that. So I'm allowed to speak on my own behalf, okay?
Okay.
All right, I want to move on to something else. I want to talk about your sobriety. So it's been like a year and a half, is that right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels amazing. It's not like I had a problem, so you think, well, why would a change affect you so much? But there's something about it that does change you.
Dorit, how much do you think Kyle's sobriety is influenced by her new friendship with Morgan?
You change your lifestyle and you're not drinking, and you have friends that don't drink. And I understand how Morgan can play a role in that regard, but I don't think that she influenced Kyle to stop drinking.
Thank you, and that's very true. And by the way, when I stopped drinking, I had only met her in person once at that point.
Olivia Stabler on Twitter said, the other women are being so insensitive to Kyle's sobriety. Garcelle, what's your response? Do you think that the group was not on board with it?
No, I don't think we were not on board with it, but every now and then we were like, you know, when I said, oh, are you really doing this mocktail thing? You know, in jest.
I think if Kyle had a drinking problem, it would have been different. Like, we wouldn't have said, are you sure you don't want to have a drink?
Exactly.
It wasn't just the not drinking. There was a big shift. She was working out incessantly, tattoos. It seemed like she had changed a lot, so...
I've worked out since I'm 15 years old because I had to. I had two sisters that were sticks, and I was curvy. I just didn't talk about it as much. If I was being reckless, drinking, doing drugs, we could talk. And I'm learning a lot about myself this last year.
I'm going to say this, I think you were reckless. Because you said I had a drinking problem, that I don't eat. That is reckless in and of itself.
I don't know if it was, you know, your medicine for your feet, or I didn't know if that was your first drink or you had already had a couple. Something was not right with you.
Doing your eating things.
I cannot believe you have the guts to say that to me when you don't eat. Okay, hold on. I never said you had a drinking problem, not one time.
Did you bring it up and kind of insinuate it?
I said...
Did you or did you not?
Don't do with the name them thing.
I'm just asking you a question.
Let me finish then.
Then answer it.
Let me finish. I never said you had a drinking problem. I actually specifically made a conscious decision to never say something like that.
Or insinuate.
I said, I don't know if she was drinking when I saw her. That's not... Hello, we've all drank.
Kyle, you started seedlings about me. Yes, you did.
What else did I say other than that moment about the drinking?
You said I pushed my food around and I didn't eat.
Well, that's that. I will say that again.
But do you know what that did to me?
What did I ever do to you to warrant you doing what you did to me at the weed dinner at my party? You have a lot of nerve to say...
That's not a seedling that you've done anything wrong.
I'm not a seedling?
Nope.
You acted like I did something wrong to you instead of saying, are you okay? Do you need a friend?
Crystal, do you think that Kyle was dropping seeds about Sutton's drinking? What was
When did I ever say the drinking other than that?
I saw y'all talk in the kitchen about
Y'all.
Sutton is a drinker. Not be surprised if she pours a little vodka in her coffee in the morning.
Before 10 a.m.?
Had that been an isolated moment and you guys never talked about the drinking again, I would have said no. But it felt like there was a conversation.
When was the other times? Clarify.
Well, I'm not saying I'm saying that was enough for me to say that she...
Just because we're friends doesn't mean that what she says is coming out of my mouth too. What I said was, I didn't know if she had a few drinks or it was her medicine, but she was off. I never said she has a drinking problem. I never said she has a drinking problem. Those words never came out of my mouth.
They won't come out of your mouth because you're very smart. You're very smart and you're very clever.
Yeah, I do know, and that's what I've been dealing
chess.
with all season long because of the weed dinner and what people were saying about my family, and I shared that with all of you right out of the gate at the Eagle Woman thing. I would be lying if I were to say that the last year didn't affect, you know, me and our relationship at times. I told all of you guys.
No, you
I wa-
didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
she
did.
said it wasn't, I'm not gonna say we
Don't
had
get
the
me
best
started
year.
about
A good
please,
year.
Are you kidding me?
No, she did say. She said she's had the
She
hardest year
said-
in
She's
her
had the
marriage.
hardest
That's
year.
right.
of
She
her
did
marriage.
say
I
it.
was just about to
And
say
I was
No,
surprised to hear that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You said, we've had a hard year. You didn't say, oh, Mo and I are struggling. We're having,
Oh,
it
I'm
was a
so
very
sorry. I didn't
over,
you didn't think it was enough information. It just had started. I was just figuring it out myself. And what makes you so entitled to think that you are owed an explanation of everything that's going on in my
I
bedroom?
did. Listen, we all share what's going on in our lives.
Oh,
All
no,
of
that's
us.
not true.
Every one of us. That is true. That is true.
what do you mean
No.
by that?
What do you mean
it's
by
not
that?
true.
Let me tell you something. I have been on the show for 13 years. I've watched my 2-year-old birthday party to that child is now going to be applying to colleges next year. My children learning how to drive a car, going off to college, coming home from college, getting engaged, rumors about my marriage. I've had 2 siblings on the show. My family has fallen apart. Don't talk to me about not sharing what's going on in my life. You bought a horse this season and you have a dating coach. Give me a break.